Hi, welcome to Belonger Yoga. I'm Carrie, and welcome to today's practice. Today we're going to be getting into our hips, and we're going to be doing some of my favorite stretches and postures for that. I would recommend for today's practice that you have 2 blocks if you have them. If not, that's okay. You can still do it without a block, but I would definitely recommend that. And then I would highly recommend a strap. So towards the end of this practice, we are going to be getting into some leg stretches, and having a strap is definitely going to be beneficial for that. If you don't have a strap, you can always grab like a small towel or a scarf, something that you can hang on to while we're stretching out our legs, okay? So we're going to go ahead and set the props aside for just a little bit. And let's go ahead and start by coming into a tabletop position. So hands and knees, you want your knees and hips in alignment. You want your hands firmly planted on the mat, your wrists and shoulders in alignment. And let's just get into some cat-cows. So, go ahead and you can drop the belly. You can round the back. Maybe you want to get into some hip circles. Just kind of organically, what feels good in your hips and your low back right now? What do you need? Do you need the cat cows? Do you want to get into some of those barrel rolls, hip circles? Maybe a combination of all of that, coming into some cat cows. We're going to just spend a little bit of time just starting to get some movement into the hips. So whatever's feeling good for you, okay? This is your practice. Do what's right for you. And I'm just going to stop talking for a minute and get into some cat cows. How's that? And do just a couple more of whatever you're doing, maybe the last couple barrel rolls, hip circles, and then just come into stillness, come into that standard tabletop. And let's go ahead and tuck those toes and meet me in a downward dog. Okay. So you want your hands firmly planted, your shoulders engaged out of the ears, your feet nice and hip width distance-ish apart. And let's go ahead and just walk out that dog. Just moving, bending one knee, bending the other. Get a little bit more movement into the body here. And come into stillness. Let's look forward and step that right foot forward between the hands. Drop that knee in the back. And let's go ahead and inhale up into a low lunge position. So get your bearings, see where you're at for stability. Make any adjustments you need. And let's stay here for 2 breaths, coming up into this high or low lunge position. And this is where we're going to need the block. So let's do one more breath here. And if you have them, go ahead and grab your blocks. For this, I like to come up on the high setting, but you can definitely come up whatever setting is good for you. We're going to straighten out that front foot, or front leg, I guess, coming up onto the heel into a half split right here, okay? And then we're going to inhale and come forward into that low lunge and come back into that split. And we're going to continue to do this. Come back into that low lunge, into the split. Let's do that a few more times. Forward, low lunge. Come back into that split. And one more time, low lunge. And let's come back into that split. And let's go ahead and fold down a little bit to get a little bit more stretch into the back of that right leg. I lowered my blocks as I'm lowering my body down. I'm lowering the blocks a little bit. Stay here for just another breath. And I want you to take your right hand, nope, I want you to take your left hand across your right leg onto that block or even down onto the mat. And we're going to do a twist here in this half split, okay? So we're going to inhale our right arm all the way up towards the sky. And whoo, that's a little on the difficult side. I can feel myself getting a little wobbly here. Yeah, but that gives you a really intense stretch all through the back of the leg, all the way up. And let's do one more breath here. And let's come out of that. Whew, that one was a little difficult. And come back up into that low lunge for a moment. Let's go ahead and move the blocks out of the way. Plant the hands on the mat. I want you to tuck that back foot, the back toes up, lift that knee just for a moment. And I want you to take your right foot and let's come into pigeon. So you're going to be coming up onto that shin, onto the knee here, right? Into this pigeon position. So let's do a quick check at where we're at with the body, okay? So you're wanting your right foot underneath your body, right? Hopefully you understand pigeon. Your back leg should be coming straight out from your hips, okay? And your glute here, probably not going to touch the ground unless you're very bendy. I'm definitely not bendy like that. If you really need to, or if you need to at all, feel free to grab like a blanket or something to put up underneath your buttocks if you'd like to, okay? But let's just come up onto our hands. Inhale, our chest nice and forward. And you can stay here if this is comfortable, or if you'd like to, maybe drop down to your elbows. And we're going to stay here for a few breaths. And using that breath to help lengthen the body, right? So inhale, breathing space into wherever it's tight, maybe the hip, the glute, the side right through here, right? And just inhaling space into that and exhaling, allowing your body to relax just a little bit deeper. And we're going to stay here for 2 more breaths. And just walk your way back up into that pigeon position here. And drop over to your right hip and swing that back leg all the way around. And we're going to come into a half Lord of the Fish position. So that back leg is going to come across the right thigh. And we're going to be doing a little bit of a twist here. So get yourself situated on your bottom here. Tuck that right foot in towards your left hip. And we're going to have that left foot on the outside of the right end of the right thigh, up above the knee. And we're going to take our right hand onto our left leg. Inhale the left hand. Nope, we're going to inhale. What am I doing? We're going to take the right hand and inhale it up. Give me a second. I've got to think about my left and right here for a second. So we're going to inhale the right arm all the way up. And then we're going to swing it around and hug in that left knee towards our chest and twist over towards the left side. So use that left hand on the back, towards the back. It's like a kickstand, pushing up into it, getting some length into the spine. And let's twist a little bit deeper. Looking back, if you'd like to, cross that left shoulder there. And we'll stay here for just a couple more breaths, getting into this twist. And come back towards front. Swing that left leg all the way back again. Coming into that pigeon position just for a moment. Tuck the back toes up under, and let's swing the right leg back, and let's come back into a downward facing dog. Ooh, that was a fun little sequence. And let's go ahead and just walk our dog for just a moment, bending the knee, dropping the opposite heel. There we go. And let's do all of that on the other side. So we're going to step the left foot forward between our hands, dropping that right knee down. And let's inhale our arms up all the way up into that low lunge. And stay here for a few breaths. And one more breath, and then we're going to grab our blocks. So grab those blocks and place them just in front of your hips. And we're going to straighten out that front leg into that half split and adjust your blocks. Put them where you need on the high setting, medium setting, whatever works. And we're going to come forward into the low lunge and straighten that leg back into that half split. Excuse me, we'll do this a few more times. Come forward to low lunge, back into the splits, low lunge, and then back into the splits. And this time, let's stay here. I'm going to drop the setting on my blocks to a little bit lower, and I'm going to gently fold forward over that front leg, just a little bit. You don't have to go very far. See if you can get your toes to come back just a little bit towards the knee. Give it a little bit deeper stretch in the backside of that leg. One more breath here. And this time we're going to take our right hand across the left leg and inhale the left arm up into this half split revolved twist here. This is a super fun position, isn't it? Stay here for just another breath. Don't worry if you're getting a little wobbly. I am for sure. And let's come back. And bend that front leg, come back into that low lunge. We can remove the blocks and plant the hands and bring that left foot or left leg into that pigeon position with your shin down on the mat, your foot coming up towards your knee. And again, don't worry if your butt on the left side isn't reaching the mat. It doesn't need to at all. If you need to, definitely grab a blanket or something to prop up underneath there to give you a little bit more support. And let's just stay here for a breath. Inhaling in and exhale. If you'd like to come down onto your forearms, if that's comfortable. If not, definitely stay up and stay here for about 3 breaths. Again, using that breath into that space. Seeing if you can unclench the muscles just a little bit and see if you can use that breath to help soften, relax that space. One more breath here. And walk yourself back up. Fall over onto the left side and swing that back leg around to have the foot on the outside of the left knee here. And we're going to do that twist here, half Lord of the Fish twist over here. So bringing that right foot in towards your butt here, and the left foot towards the bottom on the right side. Sorry, I don't know my left and right in case you haven't noticed. And then you want your right foot on the outside of the left knee here, okay? And get yourself nice and situated, nice and firm in your sits bones. Let's inhale your left arm up and exhale. Let's bring it around the right leg and twist towards the right side. Maybe if it's comfortable for your neck, looking behind your shoulder. And let's stay here for just a few breaths, using that back hand as your kickstand. Maybe get a little more length in the spine. And exhaling maybe a little deeper into the twist. A few more times, a few more breaths. And come back around towards the front. Swing that right leg towards the back. Tuck the toes and meet me in a downward facing dog just for a moment. And let's drop to our knees, coming into a child's pose. Let's stay here for 2 full breaths. If you'd like to make it a wide-legged child's pose, feel free. Have a little bit more space. 2 breaths here. And walk your way up and meet me on your back. This is where you're going to need the strap. I'm going to move the blocks out of the way. So come into a lying position on your back. And to start with, let's go ahead and just bring our knees to our chest. And maybe you're going to wrap your arms around your shins, squeeze it in tight. Give yourself a nice big hug here. Yeah. And go ahead and drop your left leg, bring it out nice and long and straight. You have an option here. You can definitely bring your leg out straight if you'd like, but if you'd like to, you can also just plant the foot on the mat and keep your leg bent. So whatever's going to be working for you today, maybe a combination of it, right? So take this strap and position it around the ball of your foot. And we're going to be doing some leg stretches here. What I like to do is take the strap and then wrap my hands around them on this one and then start to straighten that leg and have just use the weight of your arms and the strap to give you a nice stretch in the back of the leg, okay? And let's stay here for 3 full breaths, okay? Really breathing into the back of the leg. And unwrap the hands and take the strap, grab it into your right hand, and we're going to open that leg up out to the right, okay? Again, using your hand and the strap to help bring a stretch to the inner thigh here. Flexing the toes, bring the toes back so that you can deepen that stretch, okay? If this is too much, then definitely come out of it. It's okay. You can always use a block underneath that ankle too to help support it, okay? Let's do about 2 more breaths here. Again, using the breath to soften into the stretch. And bring that leg all the way back up straight. And then let's bring the strap into the other hand, the left hand, and cross that leg, cross the body into like a twisted side stretch here. And let's stay here for 3 breaths. Again, using that breath to help soften into the stretch. Your right hand can be out, nice and long from your body. One more breath here. And bring that leg all the way back up. Release the strap. Drop the right leg. And let's do this on the left side. So bring the strap around the ball of the left foot. Have the leg straight up in the air. And if you want, you can wrap that strap around your hands to give yourself a little more leverage. And let's bring those toes back towards the knee. Maybe a little bend in the knee so you're not locking it out for sure. And breathe into the back of that leg. Let's stretch that out. One more breath here. And bring the strap into your left hand and open that leg up out to the left. There we go. Using that strap, flexing those toes back towards the knees. See if you can get a little bit deeper into the stretch. One more breath. And bring that leg back up. Switch the strap to the right hand and cross that leg over the body here. Yeah, there we go. Even though we're stretching the leg using the strap, just by changing a little bit of the positioning, gets the stretch into a little bit different part of the muscles there, doesn't it? One more breath here. And bring the leg back up, release the strap. And let's bring our knees back into our chest again, okay? Maybe this time we're gonna rock back and forth. Just give ourselves a little massage in that low back area. And let's go ahead and give ourselves one last big hug, last big squeeze. And release it. And meet me in a seated position. Oh, goodness. All right. That's actually one of my favorite after workout little sequences, just after a walk or just a little bit of a workout. I love to get into my hips and just stretch all those little pieces, and especially my legs. So I hope you enjoyed this practice today. Feel free to like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed it, then definitely share it with a friend. I'd love to reach more people. So thank you for joining me today. I'll see you next time.